In this video, we're going to talk about writing checks in the accounting module. We're going to look at printing checks with a quick bill and payments, printing checks for existing bills, and recording previously written checks. Alright, in Control, we're going to first go look at our first example under Banking, New Quick Bill and Payment. This will be the first method that we review where we will actually be printing checks out of the system. In the New Quick Bill section, we can select our vendor here, and under item type we can select a part, and I'll just pick a random part here, and our quantity, and this will generate a bill in the amount of the unit cost of the part that we're ordering. Now, normally when you create a bill, you can just save it and then process it later. A new quick bill, when you hit your save button, immediately the quick bill payment screen is going to open. At this point, we can select our payment type, cash or check. If it's check, it's going to fill out the payment amount, and also on the notes tab it will carry over the description of the bill that we're paying on or towards, and you can also update this description here. Now, back over on payment details, there's a couple of things that we'll want to note here. One is to be printed. This may be a bill that you have already written or handwritten a check for example, that you need to post the bill in the system, but we don't want to print another check. So if you want to post a payment, or if you want to post a bill into the system but not print a check out of Control, we would have this unchecked and we would not be printing. In this case, we're going to print select to be printed, and if we select this box after we post the payment, the print check screen will come up immediately after we post the payment. So let's click OK here, and this is going to apply the payment to the bill. It will save the bill, and then the print check screen will pop up. And so from the checks to print screen, we will select the check or checks that we want to print. Over on the right hand side, we will hit the print button, and normally you're just going to hit print at this screen. For the sake of this example, we're going to hit preview. So after the check prints, Control is going to ask you to verify whether or not it printed correctly. If it did print correctly, we'll hit yes. If it did not, you would hit no, and it will give you the opportunity to print it again. So assuming that everything prints out fine, we'll select yes. The payment's been posted and the check has then been printed. Let's take a look now at printing checks for bills that are already existing in the system. Once bills are created in Sirius, they then of course have to be paid. We pay bills in Sirius by coming up to the banking area, selecting pay bills, and this is going to show us a listing of any open bills that we have in the system. To pay them, we select the bills and hit the payment button. Now at this point, the only thing that happens is that the payment gets recorded and the pay bill screen will shut down. Now that the bills have been recorded in the system, we have to get the checks out to the vendors who are owed the checks. We're going to do that by going into Banking and selecting Print Checks. Now this is going to bring up a list of the bills that we have paid that we need to write checks for. In this case, it's the last two that we just processed, and much the same way that it worked in the Quick Bill segment of the video, we're going to do the same thing. We will select the checks that we want to print, select our print button, and print or preview. It will then ask you to verify that the checks printed correctly. If they did not, you'll select any of the ones that you might want to reprint. If they printed correctly, you'll just hit close, and that will clear the checks from this list. Alright, now you still have a manual checkbook that you may or may not have written a check out of that you need to record as a payment, as a bill payment in Control. The way we're going to do this is to go into Control, And the easiest way really is probably to go into the new quick bill and payment. You would select the vendor that you wrote a check to. In this case, I'm just going to select something simple like AutoZone, and we'll say that it's just an expense. We can enter our description here, battery for work truck or some such thing. Select our expense account. Our quantity and cost. We will then save this bill, and immediately we're going to record that the payment type was a check, but we're not going to print this check because it's already been printed, it's been handwritten and delivered to the vendor. Click OK. A payment is recorded, the bill is recorded, but there is no additional checks to print. Sirius recommends that you use check forms 880971 or 881064 in the check stub format. They may be ordered from www.deluxeforms.com and probably many other office supply retailers. And that concludes this video. I hope you found it useful.